Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt that your hair made your face seem heavier, especially around the chin and neck? After 60, many of us notice softer jawlines or even a double chin, and it can quietly steal our confidence. What most women do not realize is that the problem is often not age or weight, it is the haircut itself. In this video, I will share hairstyles that lift, flatter, and brighten your face, along with real stories from women who transform their look completely. Stay with me until the end because I will reveal one subtle styling secret that most salons never tell you, yet it can instantly take years off your appearance. Understanding hair and face after 60. As women over 60, we notice changes that are not just about aging, but also about biology and beauty shifting together. Hair naturally becomes thinner, our jawline softens, and the once sharp edges of the face start to blur. Did you know that according to a 2024 report from the American Academy of Dermatology, nearly 65% of women over 60 experience visible hair thinning and facial structure changes due to reduced collagen? That is me too. I often look in the mirror and think, where did my strong jawline go? Sometimes it is not even the age, it is the haircut. A style that hugs too tightly under the chin or adds bulk at the bottom can make the face look heavier. So what should we do? The key is movement, lightness, and creating lines that guide the eye upward, not downward. Let me ask you, when was the last time you tried a cut that truly lifted your face instead of weighing it down? Hold that thought, because what comes next might surprise you. Recommended hairstyles for women over 60 with a double chin. Number 1. Angled bob with soft tucked layers. The angled bob is one of the most timeless cuts for women over 60, especially when paired with soft tucked layers. Instead of sitting flat against the jawline, the cut moves diagonally from a shorter nape to a slightly longer front. This subtle slope draws the eye upward, creating the illusion of a longer neck and lifting attention away from the chin. Why does it work so well for women with a double chin? Because it breaks the visual heaviness that gathers around the jaw. She told me she avoided family photos because she hated how her chin looked in pictures. Once she tried the angled bob with tucked layers, the change was stunning. She came back after a few weeks and said, "For the first time in years, I don't mind being tagged on Facebook." You can adapt this size. For rounder faces, let the front ankle pass slightly below the chin to add length. For square faces, bevel the tips inward to soften the edges. If you wear glasses, the forward sweep of the bob pairs beautifully with frames, avoiding any competition around the eyes. And if you're thinking of color, consider adding a half shade darker underneath the curve. It creates depth and contour without the need for dramatic highlights. So let me ask you, have you ever felt like your haircut was drawing too much attention to your chin? Imagine how freeing it would feel to redirect that focus towards your eyes. Keep that in mind as we move to the next option. 2. Shoulder-length shag with soft curtain bangs. The shag cut is often misunderstood as messy or outdated, but the modern version is fresh and flattering. When it is shoulder length with airy curtain bangs, it becomes a powerful tool for women with a fuller jawline. The secret lies in movement. The layers are intentionally uneven, which keeps the eye traveling instead of settling at the chin. Why is this effective for women over 60? Because as we age, hair tends to lose volume at the crown and weight builds around the jawline. A flat, uniform cut can make the lower face look heavier. The shag disrupts that weight by scattering the visual lines. Curtain bangs also play a big role. Instead of covering the forehead, they split gently in the middle, guiding attention up toward the cheekbones and temples. I can speak from personal experience here. At 62, I decided to try a modern shag after years of safe, shoulder-length hair with no layers. The first day I wore it, my granddaughter told me, "Grandma, you look like you are glowing." It was not about looking younger, but about feeling lighter. That is something every woman deserves. This cut adapts well to different textures. If your hair is fine, longer outer layers closer to the collarbone create softness without bulk. For narrower faces, slightly shorter outer layers add width in just the right spot. According to a 2025 report by the National Hairdressers Federation, layered cuts like the Shag have seen a 35% rise among women over 55, largely because of how well they add movement without looking forced. Have you ever noticed how a hairstyle with movement makes you feel more alive? That is the magic of the Shag. And it leads us into another style that balances softness with structure. Number 3, textured Midi with a side part. The textured Midi is a mid-length cut that thrives on subtle imperfection. Instead of perfect layers, the strands are cut at uneven lengths to create softness and natural flow. The key detail is the side part. By breaking symmetry, the face instantly appears slimmer and less boxy. This style is particularly smart for women with a fuller jawline. A center part can highlight width, while a side part gently disrupts that effect. Textured layers add movement inside the cut, which takes pressure off the neckline and jaw. The result is a softer silhouette without looking like you are trying to hide anything. One of my friends, Linda, who is 67, used to wear her hair in a straight, shoulder-length cut. She said it made her feel invisible, almost like her hair had no shape. When she switched to a textured Midi with a deep side part, it was like her whole face came alive. She even told me her colleagues at her volunteer group asked if she had lost weight. That is the power of a haircut that redirects focus. If your face is wider across the cheeks, let one side fall lower than the other to soften that width. If your jawline is stronger, ask your stylist to taper the front strands inward to balance the frame. This style also looks amazing with mid-tone color contrast. Think soft ash blending into cinnamon brown. The subtle depth makes each layer visible, even under natural light. Let me ask you, when was the last time you experimented with a side part instead of sticking to the same look? Sometimes, just a small change can create the biggest shift in how we feel. And now let us look at a style that goes shorter but builds lift where it matters most. Number 4, lifted crown Pixie with side-swept fringe. Short haircuts have a reputation for being severe, but the lifted crown Pixie proves that short can be soft, elegant, and powerful. This cut focuses on building volume at the crown through strategic layering. The lift elongates the neckline and draws attention upward, which instantly balances a fuller chin. The side-swept fringe is just as important. Instead of hiding the forehead, it creates a diagonal line from the crown to the cheekbone. This motion keeps the eye moving and prevents it from settling around the jaw. For women with a double chin, that diagonal effect is incredibly flattering. Knockout. I remember trying this Pixie at age 65, after resisting short hair for decades. I thought it would make me look older, but to my surprise, it did the opposite. The lift at the crown gave me confidence, and the side fringe softened my entire look. When I went to a reunion, one of my old friends said, "You look so chic, like you found your style again." That comment stayed with me. Hand adaptability is another hidden strength of this cut. For oval or narrow faces, a shorter fringe opens up the face while keeping the lift. For rounder faces, letting the fringe fall lower adds contour. If you have natural waves or cowlicks, this Pixie embraces them instead of fighting them. Color placement makes this cut shine. Adding lightness only through the crown, such as a soft champagne tone, enhances the lift. Keeping the neckline deeper in color creates a sculpted finish. According to a 2024 survey by Modern Salon, over 40% of women over 60 who tried a Pixie with crown volume reported feeling more stylish and confident than with longer styles. Do you see yourself ever trying a Pixie, or do you feel attached to longer lengths? Sometimes the boldest move leads to the most empowering result. Speaking of longer, let's end with a style that combines elegance with practicality. Number 5. Collarbone-Length Lob with face framing highlights. The collarbone-length lob is the perfect middle ground between short and long. The length stops at just the right point, elongating the neck without dragging the face down. What makes this style truly special is the face framing highlights. By placing the lightest tones around the face, the cut guides attention upward, illuminating the eyes and cheekbones. This lob works wonderfully for women with a double chin because it adds presence without bulk. Instead of disappearing into the shoulders, the cut holds focus where the face meets the neckline. Highlights then amplify that effect by creating contrast in all the right places. Take the example of Diane Keaton, who has embraced variations of the lob well into her 70s. Her cuts often include soft highlights around the face, which not only brighten her look, but also enhance her signature glasses. On a more personal note, when I turned 66, I tried a collarbone-length lob with soft, golden beige highlights around my face. My daughter said, "Mom, this looks so fresh on you. It makes your eyes sparkle." That is when I knew I had found a cut that was both elegant and easy to maintain. You can adapt this style to your own needs. For angular faces, ask for softer layers that curve toward the collarbone. For rounder or softer faces, more tapered ends can add structure without heaviness. If you wear glasses, make sure the front layers fall just behind the outer edge of your frames. This small adjustment can completely unclutter the eye area. Color choice matters as well. Champagne, rose gold, or soft golden beige highlights can add dimension without looking trendy. The goal is not drama, but direction. A 2025 trend report by L'Oreal Professional highlighted that face framing highlights remain one of the top 3 most requested services among women over 55, precisely because of their ability to brighten and lift the face. Let me ask you, when was the last time you considered color not just for fashion, but as a tool to enhance your facial features? Sometimes the right shade can be just as transformative as the cut itself. As we look back at these 5 styles, it becomes clear that choosing the right haircut after 60 is not about hiding who we are, but about highlighting what makes us feel vibrant. Each style shows us how the right direction, texture, and color can shift attention upward and bring back light to the eyes. And that is only the beginning, because beauty at this stage of life has so many more secrets waiting to be uncovered. Story 1. The Angled Bob Transformation. Familiarity upon. Clients, Mary was 62 and had always kept a blunt chin-length bob. She told me she avoided parties because she felt her chin looked heavy in photos. After switching to an angled bob with tucked layers, everything changed. The diagonal shape gave her neck length and softened her jawline. At her niece's wedding, she received compliments all night. According to a 2024 survey by AARP, nearly 68% of women over 60 said a new haircut made them feel more socially confident. Have you ever noticed how the right cut can instantly change the way you carry yourself in public? Story 2. A bold Pixie at 65. Another woman I know, Janet, was 65 and swore she would never try a Pixie. She feared it would highlight her double chin. But when she finally did, with added lift at the crown and a soft side fringe, she was shocked at how youthful and chic she looked. Her friends even said she seemed 10 years younger. Personally, I remember the first time I tried a Pixie at 65, and like Janet, I realized confidence is sometimes just one haircut away. A 2025 trend report by Modern Salon found that shortcuts like Pixies are now 40% more popular among women over 60 compared to a decade ago. Would you dare to make such a bold change? Story 3. The Effortless Shag at 70. Then there's Evelyn, age 70, who chose a shoulder-length shag with soft curtain bangs. She told me she wanted a style that looked natural and easy. On a family vacation, everyone kept saying she looked younger, even glowing. The airy layers framed her face without weighing it down. That is the beauty of a cut that works with you, not against you. These stories remind us that age does not define style, and the right haircut can unlock a whole new level of confidence. And if you think these transformations are inspiring, wait until you hear what comes next, because it might change how you see yourself in the mirror. Personal expert advice. Choosing a cut for your face shape. The shape of your face should always guide your haircut. If your face is round, a style that adds length, like an angled bob or long layers, can slim the appearance. For square faces, softer edges and side parts can reduce the focus on a strong jawline. If you are lucky to have an oval shape, most styles will flatter you. When was the last time you matched your haircut to your face shape rather than just following a trend? Tips for fine gray or naturally curly hair. As we age, hair often becomes thinner and gray. According to a 2024 report by the American Academy of Dermatology, over 70% of women over 60 notice significant hair texture changes. If your hair is fine, ask for layered cuts that add movement without bulk. For gray hair, I love adding a soft gloss to enhance shine. If you have natural curls, work with them, not against them. A good cut that respects your curl pattern can make your hair look healthier and full of life. Get color and care after 60. Subtle highlights around the face brighten the skin and add depth. Champagne, beige, or soft rose tones are especially flattering. As for care, hydration is key. I always tell my friends to use a moisturizing mask weekly and avoid too much heat styling. Matching hair with glasses and accessories. If you wear glasses, make sure your layers do not crowd the frames. Earrings and neckline styles can also change how your haircut is perceived. For example, when I wore a lob with soft highlights and paired it with pearl earrings, my daughter said I looked polished and youthful. Every small detail, from the cut to the accessories, works together to frame our face beautifully. And once we learn how to combine them, the results can be more powerful than we imagine. Something even more inspiring awaits when we think about how confidence grows with these choices. As we reach this stage of life, it becomes clear that neither a double chin nor age can take away the beauty within us. What truly matters is how we choose to highlight that beauty today. The right haircut is not about hiding flaws. It is about celebrating who we are now, embracing softness, grace, and confidence. After 60, we do not need to pretend to be younger. Instead, we can let our hair tell the story of wisdom, strength, and pride. Every layer, every soft highlight, every thoughtful cut can be a reflection of our spirit. I often remind myself and my clients that beauty is not about turning back time, but about shining right where we stand. So I invite you to be bold, try a new style, step into the salon with courage, and discover how even a small change can open the door to a new confidence. If you found inspiration here and want more personal guidance, leave me a comment below. I would love to hear your story, and perhaps together, we can uncover the style that makes you feel radiant again.